Welcome. My name is Mr. Leon. So you guys are watching this video because you guys are going over the syllabus. Now, in order for you to prove that you watch this video, you guys will have to type in a sentence. A comment says on the assignment, type in the sentence from the video. The sentence I'm going to be giving it through the video. So I'm going to be giving you guys words for the entire sentence. So let me start with that. Let me give you guys the first two words. Recorded lectures. As a matter of fact, let me write it down. Recorded lectures. So somewhere, I'm hoping you guys are going to write these words. Recorded lectures. Those are the first words of the sentence. Now, between words, obviously do write a space. So don't forget the space between these two words. So there you go. Like I said, I'm gonna be giving you the rest of the sentence through the video. But what I want us to do, I want us to go over what the syllabus does cover. What does this class covered? So even though I'm using foundations, I'm showing my classroom foundations. This actually will go for all of my classes. Not all of you are in foundations. You guys could be in stats. You guys could be in geometry. You guys could be in any other class. But I'm gonna be using the same video for all. Okay, so this actually pertains all of you, even if you're not in foundations. Okay, so a couple of things I want you guys to see. There's my email address, Hector_Leonzo at currenthigh.org. You guys can see my phone number. This goes directly to my desk. So I will be the one answering the call. And here's my address if you guys wish to come over to our office. Now here, these images down here are clickable. The first one will be for homework, lectures and videos. The second one gives us our syllabus. So let's go over our syllabus. Let me click on that. And then it will tell you all the information about our work. When is the homework due? What time does it close? Attendance, how is attendance important? Attendance, I will be taking attendance based on your work. So make sure you guys are completing your work because that's how I'm going to be taking attendance. Your assignments will be given to you. I recommend you guys read my syllabus afterwards, after this video, but the assignments are there. My grades, you guys will be getting 10 points for every homework assignment, 50 points for every quiz, and 100 points for every test. When I calculate your percentages, 90% or more is an A, in the 80s is a B, in the 70s is a C, in the 60s a D, from 0 to 59 is an F. I do have a little start on D, and the reason why I have that, you guys can see my little star there. The reason why is because D's for diploma. So for your credits in high school, a D is enough. Now colleges, they don't accept D's. So if you're planning on taking this class in college to see them, make sure you don't get a D. Make sure you get a C or better. Okay, so that's why I have a little asterisk on D, just because D's for diploma, but not for college. Okay, and then make sure you guys do keep up with your work because I will have that in there. So make sure you guys do keep up with your work. I gave you guys your percentages, so you guys should be knowing your grades. Now, another thing is if you need to contact me, here it says contact Mr. Leonzo. So let me come over it. And when I click on it, it gives you my email address and my phone number, just in case you need it again. Let me go here in the home and then our calendar. Here's our calendar and participation. Before I go look at the calendar, it tells me participation. You guys need to complete at least 3 out of the 5 assignments in the week. So that's 60%. So make sure you guys complete at least 3 of the 5 assignments per week, and you guys are considered participating. Now, if you guys are not considered participation, you guys don't do at least 3 out of the 5, you guys are low in participation, I will contact your parents. I will contact home and let them know that you guys are not participating. So if you guys do get a NP, non-participation call or email, this is basically what I mean. Okay, so let's take a look at calendar. Our calendar is one thing. Again, this is our calendar for foundations, but I want us to go over some colors that will help you for any other class. Now here on our calendar, you guys see that most of my days are in white. And one of my days in here is in yellow. Now, that is the yellow part, that is when we take a test. Now, why do I have it different than any other date? Because it's very important. All your work will be open until the day before the test. So, for example, here, my test is the 29th. So, my work will be open up until, let me write this thing down, up until the 28th at 11:59 p.m. So that's at the end of the day. Okay, this is not part of the sentence, by the way. What I wrote up here is not part of the sentence. Now, remember, we have a test. The work for that unit is going to be open up into the night before. Okay, so make sure you guys do keep up with your work. I expect you guys to do your work daily, but just in case you have something else to do, I will accept it late, but not later than the night before the test. So make sure you guys do keep up with that. Okay. So if the test is the 29th, the work is open up until the 28th. Now, let me give you guys our second part of our sentence. I gave you guys two words already. Let me add two more. Let me add two more to our sentence. So again, hope you guys are writing your sentence somewhere. The two words that I'm going to add are available. Are available. Those are the third and fourth words of our sentence. So you guys are, like I said, hope you guys are writing your sentence somewhere. Okay. Let me erase this really quick. Do keep up with your calendar, okay? Do keep up with your calendar. You guys can see when the test is due, when we're taking the test. Make sure you guys finish all the work for that unit the night before, because that's when it closes. Let me come here. Let's take a look at our lecture and homework. We're going to be clicking here in lecture and homework. Now, again, this is the work for foundations. In your guys' case, you guys are going to see other things. So let me start with adding three new words to our sentence. Okay, we're going to add three new words to our sentence. Now, I'm going to do, let me see here. The three new words to our sentence are going to be to help me. So the three words that I just added to our sentence. Now here, what I want us to see is I just chose a week from our foundations class, but I want us to see the symbols. You guys see there's some symbols that look like a paper clip. Those are basically going to be our notes. If you click on it, if we click on that one, it's just going to open a PDF and it's just going to be mainly just questions. I hope you guys can print them or save them, download them, do something with these because these are the questions that I'm going to go over my lectures. We can print them here at the office if you need to. So you notice how it is just questions, but I'm still going to call them notes. Okay, so these are our notes. Again, that's the paper clip. Now, if you download them, there's Cami where you guys can write things down. I do highly recommend copy your notes down, write something down. Another thing that I want us to see here, and in this case, let me change colors. Now, this thing's supposed to look like a chain link. Now, those three, in this case, are links to my videos. Okay, those are links to videos. The way I'm going over the syllabus now, that's how I'm going to be going over for our homework. So I'm going to be guiding you guys. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do each of our homework assignments. So those are it. So make sure you guys have access to the lectures. Those are links to our lectures. And then with green, let me point out these rockets. Those are our assignments. With homework, quizzes, and tests, everything. Notice how I have four homework assignments and one quiz. But out of those four homework assignments, I only have three videos. I'm going to be showing new stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's why I have three lectures, three homework assignments. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday tends to be a review of the week. The whole name didn't fit, so that's why you see dot dot dot. The whole name did not fit in there. But like I said, the fourth one, so usually the work from Thursday, it's a review of the week, and then we have our quiz on Friday. It's either a quiz or a test at the end of the week. Make sure you guys keep up with your homework. One more thing I'm gonna add here on the paper clip, on the PDF, on the notes. Now, classes like statistics, sometimes I will be giving you guys formulas. I'm going to be giving you guys tables. Something else for you guys' notes, I'm going to be including those in there as well. So paper clips are notes, but like I said, statistics, you guys have formulas sometimes. So you guys will be given more than one note per week. Now, the notes will be given to you only in the beginning of the unit. Okay. I'm going to be covering about 3 units per quarter. Statistics a little different. Statistic has a little more units than the rest. So I'm going to be covering about 3 units per quarter. The units are always given at the begin. The notes are given at the beginning of the unit. So don't expect notes every week. That's just unit one notes. Okay. So, but for you to know when does the unit close, do keep up with the calendar. Let me erase this really quick. Let me give you guys other words for our sentence. Okay. So far, I've given you guys three things for our sentence. Let me add you guys a little bit more. Okay. Let me add learn in. So two more words for our sentence. Learn in. Okay. Again, I'm hoping you guys are writing your sentence somewhere. Okay. Now let me go over the syllabus still. Let me take a look at something on the homework. If I was to click on the homework, gonna look something like this. I'm gonna click on positive or negative assignment, and then here, I'm just asked for there's only I have to type in an answer here. Now, let me go over. Again, this is foundations homework, but it will help you, all of you. So looking at this thing, for example, my question here says, write the number represented below. 23 feet above sea level. So it is above, so it's a little higher. So that's a positive 23. And foundations, we're starting looking at positives or negatives. So that's correct. Now looking at here, this is question number 2, 45 feet below sea level. So because it's down, it's below, I'm going to be negative 45. But now let me do intentionally, let me answer this question wrong. It's going to be negative 45. Let me do just answer as 45. So I'm intentionally going to answer question number 2 wrong. And then number 3 says a loss of 20 pounds. Let me write this wrong. Let me answer it wrong. Let me say 21. Okay. Let me just show you guys what happens when you guys answer your homework. There's supposed to be 10 questions. If we scroll down, there's actually 10 questions, but I'm only going to answer the first 3. Let me press submit. I just want us to see what happens when I do my work. So let me press submit. And it's asking me, are you sure you want to leave the rest empty? I haven't answered questions 4 through 10. So Canvas is telling me, are you sure you want to leave them empty? And I'm all like, yes, let me turn them in. And it says I got 1 out of 10. I got 10%. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Now I know I only got one question right, and that was question number 1. I want us to see now what I want you to see here is here next to question number 1, it says I got 1 out of 1 point. That means that question is right. I got 1 out of 1 point. We knew it was correct. So good. That's what how you're gonna know when your answers are correct. When they're incorrect, like looking at question number 2, I answered that wrong. Remember, I said it was negative 45 and I intentionally just wrote positive 45. It's telling me I got 0 out of 1 correct. So now that we know which questions are right, which questions are wrong, I can go back and do it again. Okay. Your homework has unlimited times you guys can submit them. What I want you guys to do is try it. Don't be afraid. Go out there and try it. Okay. I want you guys to try it. You might get some questions wrong. Fine. You can always redo them. Homework can do as many times as you need to. So go out there, resubmit it. You know what's right, you know what's wrong, fix them, and submit it again. Now, quizzes and tests, they can only be taken once. Okay. So homework, as you guys can see, the one that I answered wrong, it also tells me 0 out of 1. Question number 4, it says 0 out of 1 as well. Homework can only be submitted once, but quizzes and tests, I mean, homework can be submitted as many times as you need to. Quizzes and tests can only be submitted once. Another thing too, quizzes and tests are timed. So make sure you open the quiz and test when you're ready to take it. Let me write that down. That's not part of the sentence. This is not part of what sentence what I'm about to write, but I want us to pay attention to this. Quizzes and tests are timed. So when you open the file, that's when the timer starts. You cannot pause it. You cannot pause it. Don't think that, oh, just if I close the assignment, the timer will stop. No, you cannot pause it. If you could stop the timer, why would I set up a timer to begin with? You have a timer and it starts when you open the file. So don't open it if you're not ready. Like I said, the timer cannot be stopped. And once the timer stops, once you run out of time, whatever you have done is what is going to be submitted. Quizzes and tests can only be taken once. Okay. So make sure you're ready for those. Again, homework, they're not timed, and you can do it as many times as you want. Quizzes and tests are timed. So make sure you do that. Now, what happens if you do a quiz or test and you get a bad score? I'm gonna allow retakes, but before I tell you what I'm gonna do for retakes, let me give you let me give you the last part of our sentence. Like I said, let me write down what our last part of a sentence, but then after that, I'm gonna tell you how can you retake a quiz or test. Okay, the last part of our sentence is gonna be Mr. Leonzo's class. So we're gonna write Mr. There's a point. Okay, we're gonna abbreviate Mr. Leonzo's. So Leonzo apostrophe S class, and then period to end the sentence. Okay, so this is how you're gonna finish your sentence. Now, I told you guys that after that, I was gonna tell you guys how to retake a quiz or test. Send me a message. Now, retakes for quizzes and tests are gonna be on paper at my office. So let me emphasize that on paper in person. So quizzes and tests can be retaken. Make sure you let me know when you're going to come. Some of you, for some classes, I have to redesign a quiz or test. So don't just show up and like, hey, Mr. Leons, I'm here to make up a quiz or test because I might ask you to wait while I do design the makeup test. So make sure you call me, message me. That way we know for sure that I'm going to be here. I have your quiz or test for you to retake, and then you can just come over and do it. Okay. Now, please feel free to contact me whenever you want. Again, my contact information, let me bring it up again. You can see it at the top. There's my email address, there's my phone number, there's my address. Please feel free to contact me whenever you need help. I'm here to help you out. Okay. Hope this video did help you guys. You guys can answer the sentence on the syllabus, and let's keep up with our work.